Hi, it's Boddicker and welcome to Elite Dangerous on the Xbox. And today I've got some fun footage for you. So this was someone trying to kill me because we sent them a message about PPI, which I thought was hilarious. So I've not had a cutter chase me down and try and kill me for a long time, and I came back from Shinra Desra just after buying my newest pirate ship, which I'll unveil at some point in the future. And a cutter was waiting for me. Well, not since the IED days has a cutter hunted me down. But I'm going to talk about this, but what I'm also going to talk about is someone else's reaction to PPI, which was a little more dramatic.
Oh shit, here we go again.
I mean, you'd think hunting me down and murdering me would be the most extreme reaction, we could get, but that's actually partially the reaction we're looking for. Because the whole point is to, stir up incident, to actually cause something to happen. Cause and effect. One of the reasons why we charge so little for PPI, because it's not about generating money. That's the last thing it's about. It's about generating content for ourselves and for other people that want to partake in fun content. People always get it wrong and think it's about the money, but it's definitely, well,
Money, it's about sending a message.
now, some people do get their knickers in a twist about PPI and don't like it. We love it when a group like Armour here takes the appropriate response and goes, oh, we're just going to go and kill you for this. That's the exact sort of response we're looking for. Unfortunately, one of the other groups we messaged didn't give us the response we were looking for. We did have a group immediately pay us, we had another group ignore us, we had a group communicate with us, but unfortunately they haven't got many people left on console and they're mostly PC now, so we had a chat with them, and we decided not to push forward with attacking them anyway. One group paid, two groups haven't said anything, but I mean, I'm taking it as Tenedor trying to hunt me down and murder me as being a response of sorts. They haven't said anything, but they haven't made payment and he's trying to kill me, so I'll take that as a no. I mean, whether that's not what he means to me communicate or not, he can let me know. But one group, the response was really weird, and I'm not kind of sure if he understands, because PPI is about attacking your BGS, your minor faction in game. It's very clear. My message is pretty substantially clear that it's a BGS threat and attack against your minor faction, and if you want to protect your minor faction, then you need to pay us. The video link I sent him is also explicitly clear on this, but I don't think he understood what was going on and started ranting about not doing PvP and blocking anyone who threatens to PvP him, which we weren't threatening to PvP him, we were threatening to do BGS in his system. And obviously that might involve PvP with any of his commanders doing BGS in open, because part of BGS and minor factions and power play and such is running into other commanders who are taking activity against you. It's like if you're in a conflict zone in open and we're fighting for the other side, we might attack you. So, so I try and explain it to him so it protects your minor faction from attack from the DMPS. Because we noticed they were first in political leaderboards. They basically start a lot of wars so they can do the wars to make money and, I don't know, maybe get high on the leaderboards for combat as well. I don't know, they seem to be a very PvE orientated group, so we would have thought they would want to protect their minor faction from us annoying pirates. Initially the response seemed to be full of bravado with the whole, we don't care, you just start more wars. Okay, that's cool, because part of PPI is starting pushing minor factions against minor factions, which leads to wars and elections. And then he blocked me. I asked if they did BGS in open. He said that it's East Quad Elite, which means only PvP in CQC. I will block everyone who attacked me in open, but I have private group. which Pirate Orc did make some memes about, because Pirate Orc's attitude towards Pirate Group is not one that, you know, yeah. But someone who is running a minor faction and a squadron, he just blocked me, which was very odd, very weird. What became weirder was he occasionally would unblock me to send me kind of veiled threats, which is very odd, because, like, okay, you're gonna block me, I don't really care. And the fun part about PPI, the bit we really love, is that you can block me, but your minor faction cannot. Though sadly, I don't even think that it's not even their minor faction they fight for. They're like, it's someone else's, so it's a bit of a weird situation with them. So I have to do some more research. So anyway, you know, I just said it's not really a problem to me if he blocks me. I don't care. You know, I've seen members of theirs in open before. I've seen many members of theirs in open before, mostly logging, but I have seen members of theirs in open. I've killed many members of theirs, the ones that haven't logged. But yeah, I mean, I've run into about 4 or 5 of their guys that have logged on me now. But anyway, so yeah, as you can see from this footage, inviting PvP is kind of part of the fun. We don't like mind inviting people to fight us or having PvP combat with people. That's part of the fun of the whole PPI thing, is enticing other people to come attack us, try and stop us doing what we're doing, you know, try and defend their systems against us, that sort of thing. Some groups get it, some groups have a lot of fun with it. This guy not so much. But then he unblocked me, I mean, to tell me that Ant and Uwu are searching for you. I was like, okay. It was like, kind of like, unlike you, we like PvP. I'm not scared of people hunting me. I also kind of figured he was lying, because Uwu's currently accounts banned, so I didn't know how he was hunting for me, and he wouldn't even tell me who the ant dude was, because I offered to add the guy to help him find me so I could fight him, and he got very weird about that. So yeah, I think he was just lying through his teeth, trying to appear big. But it's interesting hypocrisy from him, and I'll explain why after this ad break. So we're going to take a pause to take a quick look at what you guys sponsor. With your guys' views, you help out Big Red Rooster Cockerel Rescue, helping out cocks of all sizes, all shapes, and for the love of the cock, keep watching so we can raise money for this lovely little animal rescue and save birds, my little co-pilot here. So I better just say GG to Tendor. That first fight, I ran out of ammo, I had to get out of there. I fired everything I had into his cutter, but he had a lot of shields on there. Then this happened. I came back to the system where I was PPIing, and David was waiting for me in a vet. David XXX is his gamer tag. I'm sat here in my shieldless Cobra Mark IV with missiles. So of course I escaped and evaded and asked for assistance from Dark Owl, because, you know, I'm not taking on a Corvette in a Cobra Mark IV anytime soon. Back to why I think it's hypocrisy. This is going to take a little bit of explaining, but basically, you know, he tells me he doesn't care and it's only a game, and it's like, well, it is. It's only a game. I couldn't agree more. But you're the one that's like upset that you're blocking people that attack you. Yet the hypocrisy comes because you're blocking anyone who attacks you, but you're willing to send third parties to attack the person that you've blocked. So you're expecting the person you blocked to be honourable about it and not block the third parties you send to attack them. You're expecting them to do something you wouldn't be willing to do yourself. Personally, I think that's a bit hypocritical. It's like if I was to pirate people but do all my trading snivelling like a coward and hiding in solo or private group, which is something I don't do. It would be like if I camped at a material site and killed people all day, but then went and did my Mac collection or engineering in private group or solo, which again I don't do. I used to find it incredibly hypocritical when IED used to camp engineers and murder people that went to engineers, but then do all their engineering snivelling like cowards in private group. I even said as much to Ragnar Scott, because he's, you know, was one of those hypocrites that would do that. It was ridiculous to me. And this is the same sort of hypocrisy again. It's absolutely layered hypocrisy. you're expecting your opponent to do something you wouldn't be willing to do yourself. That to me makes you a hypocrite, and it's just sad and a bit embarrassing. And I'm really sorry that Psycho Buddy doesn't understand that PPI isn't about PvP. It is about, BGS towards a minor faction, which he can't block us from doing. Now Al's close enough, I can, get the interdiction over with, and soon Al will be dropping in with all the frags in the world to help me out. But yeah, he goes on and on about PvP and and that we should search for other ones. And it's like, I don't need to. I've messaged, he thinks we're only picking on him. We do this to everybody. Every group that's active that's got a BGS is free to pay us PPI insurance to stop us attacking their BGS. It's an offer we make to everyone. We may or may not turn up and attack your minor faction or your BGS because, you may or may not be worth bothering with. If you're going to be no fun and just sad and, a bit weird, then we probably won't, because you're not entertaining or you're not fun. And the jury's still out on what we're going to do with this one. We might or might not attack Diego. I mean, the amount of salt I'm already getting, the guy keeps blocking me, then unblocking me to send me insults, then blocking me when I go to reply. It's all a bit weird and embarrassing, so as I said, I messaged 5 groups and you're the only one crying, the only one that's responded in this negative way of oh, you've talked to me, block you. I am embarrassed for this guy. It's very weird. But yeah, I don't think he understands. Maybe it was lost in translation, or I don't get it. But yeah, this is PPI. It's about attacking a minor faction, and that doesn't necessarily mean PvP. We're not forcing people to partake in PvP that don't want to partake in PvP. I don't care if you play in private group or solo. It doesn't bother me. I do think that blocking anyone that attacks you while you expect them to be willing to accept your third-party attacks, your attacks by proxy, because you're not going to stand up for yourself. You have to get someone else to do it for you. At least when I paid people to kill Swords of Imperius, I was still flying around in open, and Swords of Imperius were free to come after me. At the time I didn't have any PvP ships. I didn't have a single combat ship, so I paid people to attack Swords of Imperius for me. And the whole time I was flying around in open in my Type 7, and Swords of Imperius was still freely trying to track me down. It's actually the first time I ever encountered Scrub in this game. Scrub was one of the people for Swords of Imperius that successfully hunted me down and murdered me. One of the few. Bless him. But yeah, there was a couple. There was another guy in an Orca that got me once, ran me to death. That was really funny. That Orca was solid. It really was. And it used to have a really, really rude name. But if you're going to send people to attack people, you should at least be willing to be attacked yourself. Otherwise, you're just a bit of a hypocrite, and it's a bit weird. But it was quite funny, because after this exchange, when he starts calling me all sorts of names in German that I kind of lost in translation, because what he says at the top there, that's actually the name of Liar on DVD in Germany. So I kind of took that to be that he was calling me a liar, so that's why I said bold claim. But I don't know if that's the direct translation, because I don't speak German. But you can tell you've made them properly angry when they slip into their mother tongue to have a go at you. But the fun part with this is, after he blocked me, unblocked me to have a pop, blocked me, unblocked me to have a pop, he then forgot to block me again. So that was quite funny, because obviously I'm going to test this theory as to whether he does block people as soon as they attack him, just for funsies. I don't normally go looking for people to shoot at, but I thought I'd just pop by and see if I shot at him, would he block me, just to check. He was actually telling the truth, and my god, was he blocked me very quickly after I shot at him. It was so funny. I don't know whether he blocked me before or after he jumped out of the instance. It's hilarious. But yeah, we had a back and forth for a while. I'll explain why we do PPI. We don't do PPI to force people into PvP or to attack people's or upset people's apple cards the way they play the game. We don't care if you play in private group or solo. PPI is about attacking BGS. This can be across platform. Before the Legacy, well, even now with Legacy, we don't know if you're defending against us on PC, on PlayStation, and we don't care. We've attacked PlayStation groups, we've attacked PC groups, we've even accepted payment in the past from PC groups via proxy, by other people. It's not about you, it's about lighting the beacon and giving the Dark Marauders something to do. You know, we don't do our own BGS anymore, we gave it up. So we light the beacon, point at a target, and we get a load of people on to have fun in a video game, doing missions and having a purpose for doing them. It's to give our guys a purpose, you know, an activity to have fun doing. And some groups, you know what, they enjoy the activity of trying to stop us, whether that be through PvP or PvE means, whether that be on the same platform, whether that be in open, whether that be in PG. Because it's about having fun. That's the whole point. It's about generating content and having fun. Because everything's better with pirates. So anyway, GG to David, and I'll bring you what happened the rest of the night after this initial engagement, because it got insane. It was so much fun. And GG to all the armor guys we met that night. It was really good fun. And thanks very much to Al. He saved me. He is my hero, dropping in and rescuing me from this much more heavily armored opponent than my Cobra Mark IV could deal with. And this final clip is what happened when I went looking for Psycho Billy. Yeah, he literally jumped into Super Cruise right in front of my Anaconda's nose. I interdicted him. I shot him a little tiny wee bit, like a little bit, you know, and then he jumped way further than my Anaconda can, and let's see how quickly he blocked me. It was, yeah, I was thinking about putting a bounty on him in Jabba's palace, but you know, it's kind of pointless because he's just going to block everybody, and I wonder if it threatened them with fake third parties are going to attack them messages. Because that's kind of, it's hypocrisy and an absolute weak source. It's very small PP energy, to be honest. But yeah, it's been an interesting week, and we're enjoying the PPI that we're doing. And thanks very much to the group that made payment, and thanks to the other group that didn't respond yet. Because if you don't respond soon, we'll be getting around to you very, very shortly. We just picked do one first, so you know you're not off the hook yet. But anyway, I scanned the wake, couldn't jump that far, so I checked if he blocked me, and lo and behold, he has again. So I can send him loads of messages that won't go through, or I could just laugh my ass off at, yeah, the thought of, yeah, I don't know how he thinks his minor in-game faction is going to block me. Anyway, that's all. Thanks for watching.